airplane.
Hey everybody, Carl Bethke,
Jesse Lenz,
and we're two of the owners of Rush Outdoors. There's actually two other owners you'll meet later, Mike Stadler and Wes White. But we're going to be your hosts for the Whitetail Obsession. You can see we're getting ready to go do some food plot stuff. That's what the first show is going to be about. We're going to talk a little bit about what we do with our food plots and how to prep them.
Yeah, it's about 2 weeks before bow season, and stuff's still green. Certain food plots that we planted are definitely green. Certain crops are not green anymore. They're starting to turn yellow. That's what the deer are going to be kind of weaning off of now. So
yeah,
we're going to go more into detail on that a little bit later.
So first show is going to be about food plots, how we set up our food plots, a little bit of tree stand prep, and you're going to see some guys from all over the state. We got about 20 guys filming for us now, so hopefully we'll have a good season, and this will start the whole show and the big story for the entire build for the season. So check it out.
Well, we're headed out to the first spot we're going to go to tonight. Luckily for me, it's not too far from my house. It's probably a 10 to 7 minute drive. This is actually where I shot my buck last year. We got a couple good ones on camera. Nothing too big, but I mean there's some good shooter bucks up there. We're just going to kind of see how the year unfolds. Usually these deer are here this time of year and then they kind of disperse, and there's only a few bucks on the farm, so we'll have to see if everything holds up like it has in years past. Well, here we are up to one of our nicer food plots. We spent a lot of time up here this year just kind of getting everything just the way we wanted it. We got some beans and corn over here to our left. We got a little bit more corn over on the right. We tried planting some milo and it really never worked out. We bought a little cover strip of milo and corn right here in front of our blind, hoping to kind of get a little mask in better. And we got some clover right in front of it. We're going to go through and mow the clover. It's about 2 weeks before bow season. Some of it's starting to flower out. Actually, once it gets too long or the flowers start coming and it gets a little bit bitter tasting, you want it just, that 5 to 6 inches. That's when the deer really like it the most. I'd say here in the next 2 to 3 weeks, these beans are going to start to turn a little bit yellow. We planted these ones a little bit later, so hopefully they won't. But that's what you guys are going to start noticing around the fields, around the woods. Things are going to start to turn a little bit. When those beans start to turn, the deer aren't going to be as interested in them as much. They're going to start using other stuff to eat on, acorns, clover if you got it planted, or your late fall patches.
As you guys can see, we've mowed off the clover and gotten the blind ready so we can shoot out of it. Jesse's out mowing a little bit more on the back side of the cornfield here. But hopefully Wes and Jess will be able to take a couple good bucks out of here. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens.
Well, that wraps it up. Got the food plot mold. We're going to go over here and take a look at the winter patch that we planted and see how that looks, and then we're going to get out of here. This is a new product that we're working with this year from G2 Seed Company. It's called Shed Hunter's Blend. It's kind of more of a late season, hoping to get them deer in there when it's the winter months. Maybe you'll find the sheds for next year. We planted it and hope that it's nice and green. Hopefully the deer are going to get here, eat it up when the beans start turning off, stuff like that. We're just going to have to see how it works. We got a stand that's 20-30 yards away from right here and looks absolutely beautiful, so we're just going to see how it works.
What are you doing up there, Jess?
Well, after mowing one of our many food plots, we got to put a little fuel in the tractor. It's getting a little bit late. We're going to finish this one up and call it a night. Shouldn't take too long. It's down here off of kind of closer to the river bottoms piece. It's a piece Wesley acquired recently. Just going to finish it up and get done for the night.
Whitetail obsession. We're going to talk a little bit about food plots, and one of the pro staff guys, Jeff, is here. We're going to talk a little bit how he did his food plot. We got a bunch of great footage on it and location and stuff. So, what do you got?
Nope. I have food plots that I put in. I had them in a few years ago. Went away from them. I went back to them this year. I put them in on a transition area. One of them I don't typically hunt. It's just draws them in from the neighboring property, and I leave that alone, kind of like a sanctuary. It's fairly close to a bedding area, but I do have a hunting food plot that I did put in the tree line also.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to show is the process you did to get the food plot in and make it really nice and set up now. We haven't been there in a couple of weeks, so we don't know exactly how high it is, but...
Right, I haven't made it back with the camera to see the growth process yet. But I will get out there and check it.
Yeah, last time you checked it, though, I mean, it was up ½ inch, and it was looking really good.
I checked it exactly a week later, and it was approximately a ½ inch high already.
Yeah.
Well, here's the start of my food plot, central Wisconsin, the Hancock area. I'm going to do one food plot right here, and then we got a big ladder stand or a box blind right over here behind the camera here. I'll take it over real quick, and then I'm going to put another food plot up inside the tree line a little bit. This one here, that's a bedding area. I'm just going to put this one just off the outside of the bedding area, and then I'll have that one. There's a bedding area way in the back this corner, and the deer will filter up through here, and you go this way probably, well, it's a 40 because we're at the back end of the 40 I got, on the property, and there's corn out there, there's beans out there, there's carrots out there. So they have plenty of feed. This is basically the bedding area. See how it goes. But this is the food plot. This will be my second plot I'm going to put in. Half an acre maybe. Last night we had a little difficulties. This is a brand spanking new belt, and I made about 6 passes around here, and for some reason the new belt decided to go on vacation. So I just bought a new belt on the machine. We'll hook it back up. See how long I can make it this time with this one. And if you pan over here, I just went and bought this ATV just for this strictly purpose. This is what it's going to look like when I get started. I'll give you a little preview when I get about halfway through and when I'm completed tilling. And then we'll do the little planning process. So stay tuned and see how this thing turns out today. Well, as you can see, this is one time over. It's not quite what I anticipated as far as finished product. I will go over it again, readjust the depth of the rototiller. Have a hard time with the rototiller breaking through the sod. We got a crop duster flying over. So I'll readjust the depth and do it again and see what it looks like when it's finished. Well, had a little technical difficulties here. For some reason my camera shut off just as I hit record. It was recording. I proceeded to seed my field, and then when I come back my camera for some reason is shut off on me. So I am missing some footage for seeding the field, but trust me, it's done. So in a couple of weeks I'll come back out and check on it and see where we're at.
Yep. Now we got the first week of bow season and it's coming up here. What, we got 3 days and opening weekend.
Yep.
So we're kind of excited about that. And some of the footage you're going to see was filmed earlier. We're going to do some tree stand stuff. You're going to see guys prepping tree stands and talk about putting in some smaller food plots. Some of the guys up by you in the middle of the state.
Yes. Yep.
Jeremy and Frank are going to be doing that.
Yep. Yep. A little their own personal setup in the woods. Helped draw the deer in. And worked out well.
Yeah, and we're just basically showing some of the things that we do to prep to get ready for the season. So the next episode you're going to see the Whitetail Obsession is going to actually be hunting, so we're kind of excited about that. We got some good deer on film, and hopefully it'll pan out, and maybe some bear hunting too. So
Wisconsin,
check that
early
out.
August. Got about 5 weeks to our archery whitetail season. I'm going to go out and make a couple small food plots. Some of the areas that we usually hunt seems to work out very good, just little food plots. Check some of our stands, some stand locations, make a couple changes, and see if we can make something happen this fall.
carried a big 50-pound bag out here.
Sure, my cameraman would carry something.
No, cameramen just get cameraman duties. That's it.
So it's the beginning of August in Wisconsin. About 5 weeks to the archery whitetail season. We have red pine plantation. Continues to the west for about a half mile. To the east of us, about 200 yards, is a cornfield. Been hunting this land for quite a few years. It's inaccessible to bring a big tractor in and do any excavating to make food plots and such. So what we'll do, make small food plots just by hand rake, cultivate them in. What we did here is just to the west is make a little barrier to where the deer have to come around that to come to the food plot, because essentially our stands are set up about 30 yards to the east of us. It's predominantly a northwest, north wind, so that's pretty much our setup. It seems to work very well in this place.
Get mad at it, get mad at it. Excellent. Well, another successful evening.
Yeah, that concludes the night food plot mowing and last minute preparation for the season.
Yeah, it pretty much concludes the first episode of the Obsession, Whitetail Obsession with the Rush Outdoors. We're going to be doing a bi-weekly show, so you'll be able to check out what's going on with Rush Outdoors and the Obsession group, Whitetail Obsession group, every 2 weeks. From here, I guess we're going to get into the season, maybe do a little bit of scouting and things like that.
Yeah, it's
show some video.
fastly approaching, and we hope everybody has good luck this year, and hopefully you get a big one.
Stay tuned and watch for what's happening here in Wisconsin and a few of the other states in the Midwest. So.